In this lecture, we are going to discuss about document summarization. In the last lecture, we have already seen a sample of a document summarization as finding an answer to a complex question. That is, given a question, the system will be looking at different documents and trying to find out an answer out of it by summarizing the set of documents. So summarization is to produce an abridged version of the text that contains information that is important or relevant to the user. There are many applications in which summarization is helpful. For example, to find out an outline or abstract of any document or article, etc. Given a document, you are supposed to develop an abstract or an outline, or it can be development of a summary of email threads. Let's say you have received some 100 emails of a particular topic or maybe a discussion. So you would like to identify a summary of all these emails in the given thread, or it can be action items from a meeting. Let's say you have implemented a text to speech to text conversion system, and the video or audio recording of a meeting is given to that system, and the system is going to give you a text version of the corresponding meeting. Now let's say our text summarization system is going to act and find out the action items from that given meeting's text. Means maybe it's some sort of minutes of the meeting, or something like that can be obtained by summarizing the text of a meeting. Or it can be simplifying the text by compressing sentences. Let's say the simplification can be like combining two sentences, or it can be by simplifying the sentence into by using simple terms, or by removing complex sentences, etc. So these are all different applications of text summarization. Text summarization can be of a single document summarization or multiple document summarization. As the name suggests, single document summarization, the input given is a single document. You are supposed to produce an output as abstract, outline, or headline, or something like. For example, given a news story, suggest a best headline for that. Multiple document summarization is somewhat similar to complex question answering, where you are giving a question or a set of, you would like to summarize multiple documents. Given a group of documents, maybe a series of related documents, for example, a series of news stories of the same event, or a set of web pages that has the same topic of discussion, then summarize it into a single paragraph or single document. That is what you mean by multiple document summarization. So the input here is multiple documents. Basically, the summarization task can be divided into two methods. One is generic summarization, another one is query focused summarization. The summarization method which we have been discussing so far was generic summarization, that is given as document or multiple documents, develop a summary of it. But what do you mean by query focused summarization is to summarize a document with respect to an information need expressed in the form of a query. So it's very similar to the question answering. That is, the user has given you a query, and based on that, the IR engine or the information retrieval system has given you a set of documents which may be relevant, and from this document set of documents, you would like to find out the exact relevant or important part of it. That is what you mean by query focused summarization. So an example is answer a question by summarizing a single document or multiple document. That is the information has the information to construct the answer. So that is what you mean by generic summarization and query focused summarization. So generic summarization is just to summarize the content of the document. Query focused summarization is somewhat specific, that is based on the information need given by a user, the summarization will be done. So this is the Google's way of summarization for question answering, the snippets way. Google, if you give a question to Google, then Google constructs a snippet by summarizing a single web page or multiple web pages. So you give a query, something like what is debookie, then Google summarizes a set of web pages, and it gives you an answer in the form of a snippet. So this part is called Google snippet. It may contain some about 26 words. So this was the answer, or this was the summary given by Google, and it will be always containing a link, then some text, maybe 156 characters or about 26 words, and then a dot dot dot. So this dot 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 represents here in this entire text there is only one dot dot dot, means that the entire text was given taken from a single document. So this is Google's way of summarizing. Then summarization for question answering in using multiple documents, that was with the help of a single document. You can create answers to complex questions by summarizing multiple documents. Instead of giving a single snippet for each document, create a cohesive answer that combines information from each of the document. That is by taking different sentences or different text from different documents and combining all these things, and or by reordering, etc. So that is what you mean by using multiple document, multiple that is combined by create a cohesive answer that combines information from multiple uh, from each of the document. Summarization can be basically categorized into extractive summarization and abstractive summarization. Extractive summarization is what we have all heard of. That is, or the current systems are using extractive summarization, and this is not a very new task. That's a very old task compared to abstractive summarization. So extractive summarization is create a summary of documents from by using phrases or sentences from the same document. So in extractive summarization, you will be using the statements in the summary will be same as taken from the documents that we have searched for, we have used for summarization. Whereas abstractive summarization, which is some sort of not a matured task, which is more of a research sort of application. Here, the ideas are expressed by abstracting by using by without using the statements in the document. There will be only part of different words from the document will be taken, and the new sentences will be constructed by using different words or different part of the words, etc., from the document. So extractive summarization uses the same sentences or phrases from the document, and of course it will be reordered by if you are constructing if you are using different documents, multiple documents. But abstractive summarization means it actually express the ideas in the source document by using different words or different sentences. So abstractive summarization is not still not in the matured stage. So people who are doing projects or research work can think of abstractive summarization task. A simple baseline application for summarization, that is once again extractive summarization, is take the first sentence of the document. That is what the simple baseline algorithm says. So it means that you ask a question, the simple baseline algorithm is first line in the document you take, then that will be somewhat better summary of your total document. Usually, the good writers, what they will do is they will write the first sentence as an abstract or a summary of the total document what they are going to give. For example, this question, what is debookie? The some Google gives this answer, and you can see that this was actually the first sentence in the document in Wikipedia. So from Wikipedia, it takes the first sentence, and that is what it is giving you as the abstract, as a summary. Google snippet way of query focus summarization is like this. It will be you ask a question, then it will be looking at multiple documents, and from that multiple documents, it will be taking different sentences, and each of these sentences will be uh, reordered and will be given as a summary. For example, what cast metal movable type invented in Korea was, for example, this searched in multiple documents, and see that jump to move metal movable types and so on dot 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 means that the first sentence taken from one document, and following description of the Korean front, then this is from another document. So this entire summary was taken from three different documents. So like that, the Google snippet is constructed. So coming to the process of summarization, it has got three stages. The first stage is content selection, the second is information ordering, and the third is sentence realization. So content selection, information ordering or information reordering, then sentence realization. So given a document, you will be dividing that document into sentences. So first process is the document is segmented into different sentences. So all sentences from the documents will be available as a pool now. Now you extract the sentences which are actually relevant or important. Then the extracted sentences that is relevant only. Here we have all the sentences, and here what we have is only the relevant sentences. This is extractive summarization, and this extracted sentences are given to an information ordering or information reordering stage. In that, choose an order to place them in the summary. So the first statement in the document may be taken as the last statement in the summary, and so on, like that. So that's how the information reordering is done. Then the actual sentence realization. The sentence realization, for example, here in the extracted sentences, you may have some 10 sentences, and from that you construct some 8 or 5 sentences, so that by combining one or more sentences, or there may be a redundant sentence. The first and last sentences are the same, representing the same thing, so any one of the sentence can be removed, etc. So the first step is content selection. Choose the sentences to extract from the document. Divide the document into sentences, then actually extract the sentences. Then information ordering. You order the sentences, then sentence realization. You combine two sentences into one single sentence, or simplify one sentence, that is, one the sentence was having some complex narration, then you simplify that sentence, or you may remove redundant sentences. That all are part of sentence realization or cleaning up of sentences. In all these, the content selection is the important thing, because based on the sentences extracted or selected from the document only, we are doing all the information ordering and realization, etc. So the content selection is the important part in summarization. So a simple baseline algorithm for summarization says that you use only content selection, choose sentences to extract from the document, and information ordering and sentence realization we just keep as it is. So you select some of the sentences, then you extract the sentences, and the same format, that is extracted sentences are having some order already. The same order will be kept. You won't do any information reordering, and you don't change any sentences like simplification or removal, etc. Nothing is done. Keep original sentences as it is. Just use document order here and use the same sentences. So that is what a simple summarization algorithm means, that you use only the important part, that is the content selection. So that is a simple summarization algorithm. So let's look more about content selection. We will see two methods for content selection. The first method is an unsupervised algorithm, and the second method is a supervised content selection algorithm. So the content selection, unsupervised content selection algorithm. So the first unsupervised content selection algorithm, you can see this paper. H.P. Lun in 1958. You may be surprised by looking at this year 1958. So the intuition actually dating back to this 1958, or it was in that old age this sort of content selection method was actually implemented. So IBM Journal or Research and Development in this paper can be obtained. There are two approaches for defining salient words based on H.P. Lun. The first method was TF-IDF method, and then topic signature method, that is using a log likelihood ratio. So using TF-IDF, what we'll do is we'll find out the weight of a particular word. That is for by defining the salient words, and by using that weight you find out the log likelihood ratio. TF-IDF is term frequency, inverse document frequency. Term frequency is nothing but how many times the total this a particular word WI, how many times it has found in a document, divided by the total number of documents in the total number of words in the document. So number of times the word I comes divided by total number of words is will give you the term frequency. Inverse document frequency is given some number of documents, some n number of documents, in which of the documents this term comes, that is this particular word comes. That is what you mean by inverse document frequency. So document frequency is DF is in which all the, for example, if you have some n documents, how many times, how many documents this word appears. So that is DF of I, that is DF of a word I. Inverse document frequency means if you have n words, the n documents or n document, then n by DF will be the inverse document frequency. So weight of a word is WI is equal to TF IJ into inverse document frequency IJ. So this is what the weight of the word. Then based on that you can find out a log likelihood ratio, that is by a paper by Dunning and then Lin and Hovey in 2000. The weight Wi is 1 if minus 2 log lambda Wi is greater than some threshold value 10, then it is equal to 1. So weight is 1. Here H.P. Lun used this method for identifying the weight. Weight of Wi is TF into IDF, and here they have used a log likelihood ratio, that is weight is equal to 1 if this value is greater than a threshold, 0 otherwise. You can actually use query based content selection, means while using LLR plus by appearing in the query. If a particular query word is appearing, then if that word is available in the question, then that also will be selected as 1. In this case, if this value is, if LLR is value is taken, plus the query is also taken. So that is by combining these two methods, that is query plus LLR method. Weight of a sentence is by the weight of its words. So weight of the sentences is 1 by or 1 by total number of sentences into sum of W given S into weight of W. So it is average weight of the words. So that was about unsupervised content selection. Now let's see supervised content selection. So supervised content selection means you will be given with a training set. So given a label training set, the training set will be containing the document and summaries of each document. Then there will be alignment also, which sentence is in the document is aligned with, sorry, which sentence in the summary is aligned with which statement in the document, etc. So the first sentence in the summary is aligned with the 100th statement in the document, and so on. Then based on this you can extract features, that is given a training set and the alignment, you can extract features, features like position, length, word informativeness, cohesion, etc. By using that you can train a classifier. So here a binary classifier in the sense whether a given sentence can be put in the summary or not. So yeah, it will be an yes or no classifier. So based on that you can develop a binary classifier, and the binary classifier will be able to will be helpful for you to uh, create summary for other documents. The problems with supervised content selections is that it's hard to get label training data, that is one difficulty, and the alignment is also difficult. The main important problem with supervised content selection is that the performance is not at all better than the supervised unsupervised algorithm. So why we'll have to go for all these difficult tasks? Instead of that, you could have directly used any the unsupervised method by using TF-IDF or the the log likelihood ratio, which we have just seen. So in practice, unsupervised content selection is more common. Why? Because the main reason is the performance. Now this is evaluation of summary. The evaluation is basically done with the help of Rouge. Rouge is recall-oriented understudy of gisting evaluation by Lin and Hovey in 2003. This is an intrinsic method for automatically evaluating summaries based on BLEU, a metric for machine translation. It's not at all good as human evaluation, but it is still more convenient. So, given a document and automatic summary X, and let's say you have n humans produces a set of reference summaries, then you can get an automatic summary. Based on that, you identify what percentage of the bigrams from the reference summaries appear in X. So what percentage of the bigrams available in the X, the automatic summary divided by the reference summary. So it is sum of S reference summary, sum of bigrams in the reference summary, the minimum count of I comma X, count of I comma S divided by the total. Here we have used Rouge 2 means representing bigrams. It represents the minimum of count of I comma X. The word I is available in the automatically available summary, and the word I is available in the reference summary divided by this. So for example, you will be having some n humans producing reference summaries. So for each of these, each of the reference summary will be calculating this. So that's how the evaluation is done. Let's take an example. Let's say you have a question, what is water spinach, and this was the human summary. Human 1 gives water spinach as a green leafy vegetable. Human 2 gives this summary. Human 3 gave this summary, and this was the system developed automatic summary. Water spinach is a leaf vegetable commonly eaten in tropical areas of Asia. So Rouge 2 will do like this. So it will identify all the bigrams, and the bigram count will be taken. For example, the bigram count was like this. Water spinach with the first some human summary, it compares. So three bigrams were common. So water spinach is a water spinach is. So these are the three words. With this, with the human 2 also you have 3. With the human 3 you have 6 common bigrams. Water spinach, then water spinach is a. Then you have commonly eaten. You have leaf vegetable here. Then you have of Asia, so there are total 6 bigrams common. So 3 plus 3 plus 6 divided by, this was the total bigrams in the first, then total bigrams in the second, and total bigrams in the third reference summaries. So this is the value 12 by 28.43. So this is how you evaluate the summary obtained through uh, our automatic summary obtained through our summarization methods. So in order to summarize multiple documents, it's very similar to answering harder questions. So you can have definition question like this: what is water spinach? So you are supposed to get a sentence or a paragraph like answer like this. Or you can have a medical question like this: a children with acute febrile illness, what is the efficacy of acetaminophen or ibuprofen, which is going to help you. So for all these type of questions, you will have to go to multiple set of documents and do a summarization. For example, for getting an answer to this question, you will have to go to this PubMed ID 162.1668, and maybe this under this ID there may be multiple documents, and it has to find out a solution or a summary like this. And these are some of the other complex questions which can be obtained, which can be used for the solution can be obtained by by doing a multiple document summarization. What causes train wrecks and what can be done to prevent them? So it may be, there may be multiple documents that is relevant to it. What has been the human toll in death or injury in the tropical storms in the recent years? So there may be multiple news stories based on this, and you'll have to look at all this and summarize it. So next we'll see another method for which this can be done, answering harder questions by query focused multi-document summarization. In the last lecture we have already seen this summarization method, that is the top-down by top-down method, that is by information extraction method. There what we have seen was we have been defining some templates. Based on the templates are something like this: for a definition question this is a template, for a biography question this can be the template, for medical question this can be the template, and so on. So and based on that template we will be giving the answer, so or the summary. First we will see the bottom up method or the snippet method. The snippet method does like this: find a set of relevant documents, then extract the informative sentences, maybe based on TF, IDF or MMR, etc., and order or reorder or modify the sentences to get the answer. So this is the flow chart that represents the bottom up or snippet method. First, the input documents, you have multiple documents here, then they are segmented into sentences, and all sentences are available here. Then you do a sentence simplification, maybe combining two sentences or multiple sentences into a single sentence, or maybe simplifying the sentence with avoiding complex terminologies or complex grammar, etc. So all these statements will be put, all the sentences will be put into a simplified version. Then extract the relevant sentences by looking at the query plus using some of the method like log likelihood ratio, MMR, etc. So using that you will get some extracted sentences. Then once again we'll go for the information reordering and sentence realization stage, as we have seen in the previous flowchart. So here only the difference is that you have multiple input documents. From that multiple input documents you will have to do this process. So means that you have to divide it into sentences, and you have already a query. Based on that query you extract the sentences. So before extracting the sentences, you will try to simplify the sentences as well. So this is one method by Zajic in 2007 and 2006, Contro, and 2007 Vente. The simplest method is parse sentences and use rules to decide which sentence is to modify. So this is a sentence simplification step, like appositives, attribution clauses. Some of the things can be avoided from the sentence. For example, attribution clauses. Rebels agreed to talk with the government officials. This sort of sentence, this sort of the part can be avoided from the sentence, because this does not represent. This cannot. This there is no need to represent this in a summary. Or the initial adverbials, like for example, on the other hand, as a matter of fact. All these things can be avoided from the sentence. So the sentence simplification step, all these things will be avoided. Then comes the sentence selection or extraction of sentences. Already we have seen one method for sentence selection, that is log likelihood ratio. This is another method called maximum marginal relevance. The maximum marginal relevance is based on the cosine similarity. Two things will be used here, relevant and novelty. Relevant is maximally relevant to the user's query, and novelty is minimally redundant with the summary already defined. So what we'll do is we'll iteratively or greedily choose a best sentence to insert into summary. So this is a greedy algorithm. Iteratively or and greedily choose the best sentence to the summary in such a way that it is relevant, maximally relevant to the user's query and minimally redundant to the already selected. If a sentence is coming which is almost similar to the already selected sentence, then that will be removed. So that is MMR. MMR is calculated like this: lambda similarity minus 1 minus lambda maximum similarity. So it is 1 minus lambda, and so here also will take maximum. So the maximum relevance plus minimum novelty. There are systems in which they use the combination of LLR plus MMR. So instead of using a single method, you can use LLR to find out the first set of sentences which can be used. Then use MMR on top of that, so that you can get a better result. Information reordering can be done with the help of different methods like chronological ordering, coherence, or topical ordering, etc. So, for example, in given a multiple set of documents, you say you are supposed to find out a summary of it. The summary can contain sentences from a very old document and a very new document. So, based on that chronology, you can order the sentences. Or it can be based on the coherence by using the cosine similarity of the sentence. Neighboring sentence with having a cosine similarity, maximum cosine similarity, should be nearby in the summary. Or it can be based on topic also. So for example, if you are summarizing two documents and both the documents are referring to two different topics, then the sentences taken for the summary for the first document can be nearby, and the sentence taken from the second document can be nearby, and so on. So topical ordering. So that was the top down method which we have seen. That was the bottom up method. Now we'll see the top down method. This we have already seen, like by using a template for different types, that is the information extraction method. For example, a good biography of a person contains a person's birth, death, fame factor, etc. A good definition contains a genus, hypernym, etc. A medical answer contains what is the problem, what is the intervention, and what is the outcome. So this sort of, by defining a template for the answer or a template for the summary. So this is how we have defined the template, and based on the question you find out an answer or find out the summary. Instead of in the previous lecture we have seen this as a single document, but here let's say you have multiple documents here. From the multiple documents you have this many sentences, and based on the particular sentences the questions type, you use the corresponding template, and you extract the sentences. Then you do a data driven analysis and construct this summary or the answer to the question. So it's very similar to answering the question or summarization. So that's about Document summarization, as we have told, document summarization can be single document summarization or multiple document summarization. We have seen algorithms and examples to each one of them. Thank you.